Sorry.
We are live and visual and beautiful, and we can see all your charming faces. And by all your charming faces, I mean the Cait and Katie crew. But we begin. Destiny, fate, dreams. These unstoppable ideals are held deep within the heart of man. As long as there are people who seek freedom in this life, these things will not vanish from the earth. You've got the makings of greatness in you, but you've got to take the helm and chart your own course. Welcome back to another week of the Tats and Tarasques. We missed a couple weeks there, but we're back with 3/4 of our Corsair crew. Go down the line. Katie, when last we left our heroes, they had arrived in the city of Verdant, on your shores to a certain extent, the nation of your people, Aurora, and this beautiful city, the exquisite jewel in Aurora's crown, built up through mercantilism, capitalism, all the isms that we love that make money. Nepotism. And you weren't there. You disappeared. In fact, when we next see you, it is sort of the wee hours of the morning. The sun is just barely beginning to peek its way over the horizon, casting sort of dappled light through the rigging of La Floridita. You're like a beacon, like the Verdant beacon itself, the giant sort of statue that welcomes sailors home. The sounds you hear, like a siren's call, lead you back to your ship. And those sounds are a combination of snoring, the tinking of dropped rum bottles, and of course the Aarakocran captain, who is still singing sea shanties at 6 in the morning, despite having pulled an all-nighter with the wharf master and the captains, or some of the crew from the ships on either side. Pauly, how do you look, or what does Karu see as he pulls himself up onto the ship, dripping wet? He left via the ramp, but he seems to be arriving via the rigging. What does he see? What is the tableau that he sees from the revels that Pauly has been up to?
Pauly is pissed. Like, he's like very drunk. And basically just like mumbling some lyrics to sea shanties. He's like, "Man, well, man, come, the big sugar and just like as he says rum, he has like another sip of his glass, and his hat flask, and basically kind of just in his own little world, seeing Karu in the water. I'm like, come join in. This is my new best friend. He is the dock master, and he is gonna look after us and look after the ship. This ship. This is the ship. Yeah, he's pissed.
Yeah, love it. Karu just kind of comes up and grabs the rum bottle and has a drink of his own. He's like, "So this looks like you have had a very fun night."
I'm hoping, to this narrative wise, to say this party's happened, like the priestess Fieri has like gone off, and had a bit of a dalliance with someone. So her so you've got her bra hanging off like one of the doors heading into the thingo as like a don't enter situation.
Yeah, it's a spider web themed lingerie set, obviously.
Yep.
And you can hear the sounds of coupled with the bra on the handle, the notorious all pirates carry a bra or a brassiere for this very purpose, to ward off people coming into the cabin. Has she taken your cabins, Pauly? I guess you've got the mess room in the house.
You know what? Yeah, absolutely. It can be the fuck shack of the party. Pauly doesn't mind people fucking on his cabin when these things happen.
Yeah, as long as they crack a
Yeah.
window afterwards, like some
That's
fresh air or
exactly
something.
it. Yeah, absolutely. Change the sheets.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, they're taken care of. If you remember as well, other crew members went ashore on shore leave, and they are starting to stumble back to La Floridita now, collapsing into their hammocks. One in particular looking harried and small. I think we've said he's a gnome in the past. I think he's probably more on the Picts kind of size to be able to sit on your shoulder, Pauly. Is Nesbit with his big bushy mustache, very reminiscent of a Sonic villain. He comes in, sort of grabs you, jumps up, grabs you by the lapels so that he's just being held off the ground by holding onto your coat lapels. And he says, Captain Pauly, Ratty and I have a very, very urgent request. We need your help.
Whatever you want.
All right, well, I'm gonna need all of you witnesses. The captain said we're gonna get it. Now, there was an explosion in the town. Now, of course, I was not there, but
Of course. No, you would never explode things. You're a good boy. It's always Ratty. Ratty's the troublemaker.
but that's the problem, Captain. Ratty, he needs an alibi. So I need you, if the coppers come, to swear up and down, black and blue, to the 5 shades of the wind, that it was you. Ratty was here all along. And don't worry,
All right,
Ratty will vouch for me.
Pauly's gonna take Nesbit off his collars, like let him let go and hold him by his shoulders, or his his biceps, right?
Mhm.
And he's gonna open the door to the captain's cabin and then punt him in there, and then go. Looks like the priestess is having a threesome, and then that's it. Leaving it at that.
Give me a perception check as you open the door.
Yep. A second.
Yeah, peering into the gloom.
Okay, where are we? Perception. 18.
Yeah, you definitely see what looks like a Captain Crawford, one of the captains from one of the ships next, that docked next to you that you invited on board.
Yep.
Naked, upside down, and held in place by some sort of giant web spell that's sort of taking up the center of the room.
If I see that, can I try and punt Nesbit onto the web spell?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. You throw him in by the tail. He sort of flips through the air and just gets stuck, sort of looking eye to eye with the captain, sort of at the bottom of the web, seeing as he's upside down. I'm
gonna whisper. I'm gonna whisper very loudly. He needs an alibi, and then close the door.
Brilliant. And Nesbit sort of continues. Seeing as you've punted Ratty in there, he kind of looks. Nesbit kind of looks over there alarmingly. But from the deck of the ship, looks up and says, "Captain, the broody one, he went off with some kind of sexy bull man, and the red one went off with a bunch of red ones. Now it ain't my place to pry, but if you need to know where they are, I absolutely know where they are."
That's good to know. You tell me where the red one is, and the bull one. I'm interested in him. He should join our crew.
So we cut across as the sunlight sort of starting to make its way in through stained glass windows and maybe they're stained not with color, just with stains, at this drinking establishment that Yama finds themselves at. We see Yama sitting at a table sipping tea, surrounded by a number of unconscious goblinoid bounty hunters. What kind of revels were you either not a participant in, but sort of a witness of last night, Yama?
I think there were a lot of bar brawls, which Yama may have like incited, but like palmed off on his group. He was really trying to get them shit-faced, basically. So he was encouraging all of the misbehavior while partaking in none of it.
Excellent. Yeah, they are definitely all unconscious. These sort of goblinoid bounty hunters. If you remember, if you recall, they were drinking to their success of capturing the great smuggler Damrakir, and claiming his bounty.
Yama was just trying to get them to unwind and relax around him, but also distract them while Sorn was doing misdeeds.
Excellent. And so do you your I guess your shore leave, I don't know if the captain gave you a particular time, or do you find yourself wanting to do anything else in the city while you're here? Or is this a sort of a point where Yama goes back to the ship, or is he, in town looking for something more?
I guess he did come ashore just to see these guys, basically. He saw them at the ship and kind of followed them in. The plan was all Sorn's. And I guess Yama was, so we were trying to meet up with somebody. But part of Yama's side of the plan was to distract these guys, so I guess he would circle back to try and find Sorn.
All right. Well, give me maybe a perception check or an investigation check as you head on out into the early morning. There's sort of the signs of last night's revels all over the city.
14.
14's pretty good. So yeah, you start wandering through and sort of get a feel for, where would Sorn be in a city like this, and you start heading into the areas that are still untouched by sunlight, the gloomier, seedier areas, where there's perhaps still late night music pounding at 6 in the morning, the revs of Verdant.
That's what we should have called our ship.
The revs.
No,
Next time.
Constantly sticky.
That's right. Yeah, it's
Next
always
ship
sticky, and it goes all through the night, baby. We don't stop for nothing. All right. Cool. We cut back to Pauly, Karu, and perhaps Nesbit making their way off La Floridita. Pauly, you have to pass through customs to be able to get inside the city proper.
Do they check weapons? Like, do I have to can I have weapons through there?
Yeah, they allow weapons.
You know what? No, it doesn't matter. I'm going to hide weapons anyway because I am that pissed that I don't think otherwise.
Yeah, brilliant.
I'm going to try and hide my weapons. Not well either.
No, of course not. So you get led through. I think Karu, perhaps, are you sticking with Pauly in this instance? Because he is going into the foreigner's lane, but he is also struggling to stand on his own two claw talons. So
I think I'll go. I think I'm gonna go with him. I'm gonna maybe maybe just sort of like lock my arm under his wing so that he stays upright.
Pauly puts all of his weight on Karu.
All right, Kara's like, I got you, man. It's fine. Could you just you're not doing a real good job hiding your weapons. It's fine.
I'm gonna literally try and hand you my pistol and go, hey, can you hide this for me? Like really loudly.
One of the tentacles grabs it and kind of wraps itself around it and just sort of tucks it under.
Cool. Give me a sleight of hand check, Karu, and Pauly. I want to see how this goes.
Can I just give myself disadvantage because it's funnier?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Too.
I didn't.
Yeah. So
I drop it as I'm trying to wind the tentacle. Just,
and then you hold it like you've been handed
15.
A dead rat. You're just like, oh, thanks, and you're just holding it out on the tentacle, like as far away from you as possible as you walk.
Mm-hmm.
What was yours, Pauly? 15.
Yep.
Yeah, yours is actually still quite good. Despite having handed over your boomkree to Karu, all of your other weapons, you've got sheaths built for this inside your jacket. It probably takes a while, and you're still at the counter checking every single pocket, so it's very obvious that you've got stuff hidden, but they can't see them on you.
That's it. I want to literally look like I'm hiding things.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect. So you see the signs that say no slaves, seeds, flowers, honey, or underdark livestock is permitted on the island. And as you're sort of pulled up to the counter, it's relatively quiet at this time of the morning. You've kind of skipped the queue, and there's a gentleman in sort of green, in sort of a green coat with gold sort of brocade and braiding and stuff. And he looks like his shift has only just begun. He's got a big, steaming mug of something on his desk. And he says, name?
Pauly.
Okay. Occupation?
Say pirate lord.
Karu's just like,
He thinks about it for a second. Thinks about it for a few more seconds.
He's a captain of a ship.
And then I'm gonna
Captain
vomit
of
on
a
the
ship.
I'm gonna vomit on the floor.
Yeah. He's just like, yeah. The guy turns to you, Karu, and says, "Are you his translator? Is this your that there are no you know this? There are no slaves allowed in Aurora."
No, I'm
Hey, I'm no slave. I'm no slave.
I'm more of his carer, you know.
Oh.
You know, yeah, just.
And he asked to see your ID just to
Pauly
make
is a free bird.
He says, "Okay, can I see your ID then, just to?"
Yeah, Karu hands his papers over.
Yeah, he looks at it, says, okay. Oh, all right, Sapphire. Yep, okay. Hands it back to you. He says, so Captain.
Pauly.
Yes, Pauly, and he's writing that down.
I'm gonna try and hand him 5 coppers as a bribe.
He looks at it with disdain and says, "What is your business in Verdant?"
Let's party! Where's the nearest kick-ons?
The guy looks at you, Karu.
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
We are here to spend money on food and goods, basically.
Revelers event.
I want to name drop the dockmaster, because that's what everyone does when they're in line for something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you. Yep. He seems very unimpressed.
Yeah, I know.
Any good citizens?
I think Karu's like, I just stop asking him questions if you want to get on with your morning.
Fine. 6 coppers. I'm gonna slide 1 more across.
No, he does.
He says, "Anything to declare?"
No.
Just these guns, and then I'm gonna flex for him.
I thought you were gonna pull out the guns.
No, literally, just like I'm gonna flex my arms and then fall over.
Yep. Okay.
Karu hands over the customs sheet that you got to fill out, and it's just got ticked boxes all no. He's like, yeah, we ticked no.
Yeah. So, how much money are you bringing into the city?
6 copper. Points at the copper. We were just kind of predicting that question. So there you go. That's how much money we're bringing in.
So, Pauly, you have a money pouch on you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I assume just on your belt, like it's not hidden like Dylan does with all his nonsense.
Not at all, mate. No.
So the customs guy looks at you, Karu, and says, it's 10%.
Even for shit. What's the word when you are of the place that you're going into? Nationals?
Yeah, for nationals. Oh no, he said. Oh no, not for nationals.
Yeah.
Especially if you had nationals, it's 5%. Because this
I've
is the
never
greatest
paid
trading
that.
hub in Aurora. Well, do you ever bring money into the city?
No.
This is the cost for entering the city. This is the
Alright.
premier trading port of Aurora by the prince's name. Verdant is the center of all commerce in and out of the princedom. If you want to trade, if you want to,
It's out of character. Do you pay it once or just every time you go in?
every time you go in,
Oh my god!
it's 10% of what you're bringing in with you.
Yeah, okay, so take one of those copper and we'll take the other back. There you go. It's 20%. It's way better.
Give me a persuasion check, Karu.
But I'm not.
Can I join?
good
Can
at
I help in some way?
Sure.
Actually,
Yeah.
can I try to do like a Jedi mind trick on this guy, like really
I
drunk
was
one
gonna
night?
say, so I should roll with disadvantage then? 'Cause for me, not bad. 13.
Is that with advantage? You roll.
Oh, sorry.
You're getting help action from Pauly in his own way.
No, still a 13.
Still a 13. Let's see what this guy. Yeah, he says, I can see the money right there. You said this man is this gentleman is a captain of a ship. If he's come here for revels, you won't get very far on 5 copper. I think. Look, this is the cost of having a city that is incredibly safe, pirate free, and with all the bathrooms in there, you don't have to pay for them. We have the best public restrooms in all of Aurora.
Why would you pay for a bathroom when you can pee wherever you want? I'm gonna try pee in the corner of the stall of the area.
Oh, God. Come on, man. Just
try. I'm gonna try to like unzip the pants. You know what I mean?
Yeah. As you attempt to do this, he looks up and sort of signals over 2 guards who start coming over.
Okay, fine. I won't do it. I will give him 10 gold and say that's all I got on me. Okay, like that's 10%.
He kind of looks at you, looks at like there's sort of like an hourglass timer contraption up on the wall, and just lets out a yeah, and just starts writing out an entrance slip, gives it to you, or hands it to you successfully on the second try, and says go on, and then the guards who had come over kind of just watch as the two of you stumble into the city proper.
Literally like about 10 meters away. I'm just gonna laugh.
I'm just
I got away with
pulling
something.
him along.
Yeah.
I'm just pulling Pauly along. Like, can we just get out of fucking customs?
As you eventually sort of vomited forth into the city proper.
Can we try and find a hangover cure, or like an alcohol cure,
like a Back to the Future-esque?
I think if Pauly says that, Karu's like, oh no, I have the perfect hangover cure, and I smack him in the face.
Roll for damage, please. This is great. I want you to.
Yeah, you actually have.
This to hurt.
Is it with the tentacle or with your hand?
With the tentacle.
I want this to hurt. Let's go.
He needs it.
Oh my god, I got 6.
6 bludgeoning damage to Pauly. Now you do have. I don't say you need it for this, but thanks to another sub from Fireworks, you guys are up to 3 inspiration points in the bank, by the way.
Amazing.
So
can I have a drink out of my flask and then use Amulet of the Drunkard to heal that?
Absolutely. If Karu will let you drink more, sure.
I'm not gonna stop him. I'm happy to keep giving him this hangover cure.
Thank you. I'll be out there in 2 seconds. Yeah, I'll get it. Oh, you're a darling. Yes, that'd be great. Thank you. Callum's plating up my food for me like a sweetheart. Sorry.
Oh, what a cutie.
I mean, I was just gonna say that, like, I mean, because it heals me, does it help get rid of my hangover?
Yeah, I think so. I think some of the hangover certainly leaves you, and I think it's a special fire whiskey, right? So it kind of warms you up, burns away perhaps some of the alcohol in your system. And it's sort of like you're eating a curry at 6 a.m. It's kind of
Perfect.
filling you with some sort of sustenance, getting your mind in the right order.
Great. So I'm somewhat drunk, but I'm not piss blind drunk. That's what I was going for.
Yes. Perfect. Cool. All right. So you wandering through the streets. You're passing by, especially near the near customs itself. There's lots of sort of open kind of warehouses that you wander past, crates of goods, wagon loads being pulled by oxen, caribou kind of creatures, being taken from place to place. There are sort of big boards up, and Pauly probably. Actually, both of you give me perception checks. So 3 from
3.
Karu, who seems to have his hands full.
18.
Trying to keep Pauly moving forward, but Pauly, you keep getting distracted by not only the incredible commodities that are on offer, but you see that there's almost like a pen area with all these boards, and there's a lot of people, writing stuff on chalk, and there's sort of a column on the left that has names of what look like ships, and then a bunch of numbers to the side of it, odds, almost like betting odds, but not quite, and then sort of dates. On sort of the far column, and sort of figures that you think probably refer to gold piece amounts. And you, to your eye, I mean, you've been in this privateering game for a while. This is certainly a list of ships and their likelihood to be coming in, or when they're expected to be coming in.
Like, it's kind of like the board of, like, arriving flights in an airport.
Absolutely. And you notice that there are a couple of them that have been marked missing or have not turned up. One of them
Mm-hmm.
that you're able to catch with that excellent 18 is named the Porvenir.
The Porvenir.
Porvenir.
Does it have what it'll have on it? Like what the cargo is?
It just says Emerald Trading Company cargo, valued at, and it's a figure in the sort of 10,000 gold range. Belonging, there's some other numbers and things like that as well. How late it is. It's been sort of it's got a certain mark next to it that appears that people have kind of given up on this ship, and that it was coming from a city to the far northwest.
Far northwest. Okay. All right. So the Porvenir, and it's the city. How many days has it been late?
It's at least a week late.
A week late. Okay.
Does Pauly say anything about this out loud?
Yeah, I'll talk to you about it. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so does Karu know anything about the Porvenir?
Back in 2 seconds.
You've heard the name. You've heard the name recently.
Cool.
But that was, I mean, you were halfway through grabbing your stuff and jumping off a ship. So maybe let's give Karu a if you want to give me a investigation check to kind of remember what you heard and saw. 12. You remember the name. The name's definitely familiar. And you remember hearing it this morning as you sort of jumped from another vessel.
So I'll wait until Timmy's back.
Sure.
to say
So yeah,
what I want to say.
I'd say with a 12, like you're hazy on the details, right? You certainly don't remember that. I think
There's one detail I remember that
Yeah,
I
cool.
reckon would be stirred, but
Yep, I'll leave that to you.
I'll leave when Timmy let us know when you're back.
Yeah.
So I do my thing.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
I'm here.
oh yeah, he's
I'm
back.
here. I'm here.
Right,
I'm
he's
here.
back.
I'm here.
Okay, so when Pauly's like, oh, the Porvenir, whatever, Karu just like quite blankly just goes, oh yeah, that's in Felky.
Felky?
That
As
ship
in, like,
you're
a
talking
question
about.
mark. Yeah,
That's in-
Felky. Where's that?
I don't know, but that's where that ship is.
Ah, right. Okay. Well, 10,000 gold. There's a lot of cargo, if you ask me, honestly. And I mean, this might
yeah,
be. This might.
I was gonna, because before I came back to the ship, I was actually on another ship. Don't know how I got there. But they were talking about it. That's how I heard that it was in Felky. And they were all very rich-looking people, and they seemed particularly like keen to get it back. So I don't know what it's on. I don't know what's on it, but I mean, they were rich-looking. They were keen. Yeah.
Rich people. That's always a good sign. Well,
rich people want their stuff back, I guess.
I reckon once we get rid of these bloody Rothe, we go looking for this Byron, and you know,
Well, we
it
don't have to go
doesn't
looking.
He doesn't
It's
have to
in
go.
Felky.
It doesn't have. Well, we'll go to Felky, and we doesn't have to go back to these rich people. We could go to somewhat rich pirates that need more money.
Exactly.
That being us.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it was, but rich people seem keen, and I don't know how I know. I know I heard them say it. That's right. So yeah, it's in Felky, but I don't really know why I was on their ship, and I don't know what it is. But if they're counting it as loss, then like, how many people will be looking for it?
That's it. I like your thinking. All right. Well, we'll talk to we'll talk to the other guys, and we'll see if they're keen for a little bit of scavenging.
As you say that, and you're making your way through the streets, the main areas of the city are starting to come alive with, you know, the workings of the morning patrols, the people moving goods around to different markets, the tourist trap spots setting up. You can see you know, an area in front of you where there's like a cardboard cutout there's a cardboard thing with like the cutout of faces, and you know, on one side is so you can look through, and on the side to get, you know, a painting done of you. You can get sort of a sketch done of you. You know, the holes make you look like you're either a dragon turtle or that you are the prince, like, you know, with his arm around a dragon turtle. And a couple of those kind of things. People who do caricatures on the waterfront, saltwater taffy.
Pauly would like a caricature.
Yeah, a caricature of Pauly.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it probably costs you like 4 silver.
Done.
And you get a caricature. It looks way better than the picture my niece drew of your character.
No. That's the best picture ever.
We'll try and find it.
I'm making your niece's picture now canon. Okay.
Yeah, good. If I switch to this in the stream, you can kind of see it in the top left. Actually, it needs to be inked. I think it needs the edges to be inked, so you can see the up there in that top left. But yeah, so you wind your way through the streets. You take a bit of time. Yama, you're making your way to the dock front. You've sort of found the seedier part of town, and I think you've probably overheard Pauly yelling at Karu, like, no, look, it's me, but I'm also here.
Shit. Alright, he's definitely definitely gonna wander over them, and I think he just rushes up to them, claps the captain on the back. I've missed you. Karu points at you. I thought you were with me, but I lost you somewhere.
Yeah, I lost me too. Don't worry, I'm back.
Good to see you, friends.
Mm.
Where are we
Where
going?
have you
The
been?
pleasure is all mine. I'm
To
still
be
very drunk.
fair,
I should get drunk again.
well, I've been trying to find our friend Sorn. We split at some point last night. I was the diversion, and he was trying to rescue some fellow who might be able to smuggle the Rothe in for us, I believe was the plan.
Oh, bloody
But
beautiful. I love this. I can go and get drunk and you guys do all the hard work. This is the best crew I've
yeah,
ever had.
well, I've still not found him yet, so let's not congratulate us too quickly.
Uh, over the
Alright.
next hour, you sort of start scouring the seedier places of Verdant for Sorn. And you get to the parts of the town that are still partying, despite it being sort of 7 in the morning. There are no windows on a lot of these sort of venues. There's loud music coming from inside. The sounds of breaking bottles and whatnot. Uh, Eventually, though, you actually can you all give me perception checks, please?
Absolutely.
24.
Okay. Any of you beat a 26?
Oh,
No.
26. No.
Oh, that's so close.
9.
Okay, yeah, Pauly definitely not, Karu definitely not. Yama, you probably notice it just at the last second, so you are not surprised, as a hulking caribou tiefling gentleman.
Oh, he looks very
Oh, how handsome!
familiar.
How handsome is he?
Very.
Incredibly handsome.
Oh yeah, he's
Um,
very handsome.
Comes up and sort of leans in between two of you, and says, I I lost your friend in a strip club, but I still owe him a debt, and I'm willing to repay it. And you turn and look, and there's sort of a 7 foot tall, including the horns, shirtless, tattooed tiefling, looking down at you with a big grin.
Awesome. I think Yama just claps him on the arm. Ah, good to see you, my missing friend. We would love to call in that debt. Like to introduce my captain Pauly and my comrade Karu.
He looks at
Yeah.
you, Yama, and says, "Whoa, we're not going back to the clink, are we?"
Buddy. I just help break you out of there.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were with the guys that put me away.
Ah, no, I was the distraction.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, I mean, Sorn, we're becoming fast friends. Look, I'll take you the same way I took him. We keep your eyes peeled for him. I turn around, and he was gone. We were in a strip club though. I don't know if that happens often for him.
It happens a lot in this place. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, look, I mean, he can't help himself. And I mean, look, handsome, you just tell us what you need to do and we'll happily do it. You know what I mean?
He says, "Well, let's get off the main street," and he sort of starts leading you into some ale houses. And as he does, he sort of walks through. He kind of waves at the bartender, gives him a thumbs up, kind of leads you back through the kitchens of the area, out through the back
That's awesome.
door, then into another, like through an alleyway, into another bar, wending your way through, keeping off the streets. And each one you walk through, they're in sort of different states of ongoing, and they start getting seedier and seedier as you go through. Eventually, yeah, they sort of become more like, definitely more sort of darker, cushioned, lots of curtains, and for privacy. dancing men and women on tables, just like not putting on amazing flashy shows or anything like that. It's almost sort of just like just so it's there, so it's in the background, because you can't do real knife business in the seedier parts of town unless there are attractive people just sort of dancing,
partying around, yeah.
And he says, "Oh, your friend was looking for a contact. I believe her name was Talia. To
Yep, that's correct.
Bring in a shipment of Underdark livestock. Very dangerous stuff. Trying to get past the ETC does not fuck around when it comes to their restrictions and their tithes."
Yeah, look, but there's got to be a bit of give and let go in these situations. They can't have everything. They just took 10 gold off me.
He says, "Well, yeah, we were passing through. I still haven't seen your friend. We were passing through this one of these clubs, and I think one of the dancers came to speak with him, or someone came to speak with him. And then when I turned around, he was gone. I'm sure your friend is fine. He seems resourceful." Resourceful enough to break me out of prison, and he kind of slaps you on the back a little bit too hard. He says, "No prison can hold the great Damrakir."
And no shirt can either, obviously, but
What are shirts but another prison? He flexes his pecs.
I would say Karu is laughing in character at that. It's just like, what?
He says to you, Karu, my friend of the Southern Isles, what brought you in with these foreigners? And he kind of he whispers to you in probably Elvish, and says, "Are you running a scam on these guys?"
No, I don't think I am. No. I ran into them. They seemed like fun. I figured I'd just tag along, and I said
good.
it back in Elvish. Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, he says, so whatever the Elvish word for friend is. I mean, you're meant to know that if you've watched Lord of the Rings, I suppose. And says, so friends then. And he's like, okay, yes. And then he goes, then we don't want to go this way. We go this way. And leads you.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Karu's like, we're good. Apparently.
Yeah. Yeah. You definitely think he was going to lead them in a different direction. Perhaps to be robbed of everything they own, which is 5 gold less now, or at least 6 coppers. Eventually, you are led into a sort of a back room. He has to talk to someone. He's like, "Oh, just wait here." And he comes over and he's like, "Shantara! It's a long time." And they're like, Damrakir! Fuck you! And he's like, it's the same guy. This guy. Come on, man. And he kind of goes into a bit of a huddle and a whisper with the bartender, who kind of looks over at the three of you occasionally as he's being talked to, and says, "Okay."
Is there any chance that we could hear what he's saying?
Give me a perception check.
I just need to check something very quick. If I have advantage on sound, like hearing. I think I do. I think we established that last.
Yeah.
I do. I have perception. I have advantage on perception checks that use hearing.
You just have big ears or something.
Yeah, they just pulsate like.
Yama and Karu, you certainly over here. I guess Pauly's not giving me rolls because he's maybe just looking around the bar. You over here.
I can join in perception as well if you want to. I was
Yeah. If you're listening, if you're trying to overhear.
Yeah, sure. Hang on 1 second. 22.
22. Yes, you all hear Karu. It's a little bit on the edge of your hearing, but I think you can kind of pick up a lot of what's going on. But Yama and Pauly, you definitely hear them say, "I'm oh, they're here to speak with the Queen Bitch."
Wait, wait, are they speaking common?
Yeah, but like in hushed
Okay,
tones.
cool. Okay, right.
Queen bitch.
All right.
Yeah, brutal.
I'll tell Karu that. Be like, they were here to say the Queen Bitch?
Yeah, that's what I thought he said, but like, what?
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. And then he comes back over and he says, I'm gonna have to. He says, Damrakir is many things, but and look, I got you the best deal you can get. It is gonna cost 5 gold though. I'm gonna have to bribe this guy.
What? Isn't he your friend?
Oh yeah, no, we're old, we're great friends, but aren't the best friends made of bribes? Isn't friendship
Dude,
just
can I
a
do an
bribe
insight
we
check
give to each
to
other?
see
Yeah,
if- Can I do an insight check to see if he's being serious?
absolutely. Yeah, give me an insight check.
18.
Yeah, you think this guy's full of shit. You think he's probably just gonna pocket this money himself.
Yeah, I think after overhearing all of that, Yama is just gonna lean in and say, "What, did you not tell him that we're here to see the Queen Bitch?"
He kind of
And
looks
put his
affronted.
hand on his sword a bit.
Yeah, he looks he looks caught out, and he says, "Oh no, yeah, oh no, look, I'll pay him. Do not worry, do not worry. Damrakir, you have saved Damrakir's life from the gallows. Damrakir will pay him. It is all good." And he kind of walks over to him, and you see no money exchange hands at all. And then he
Yeah,
ushers
bullshit.
you along.
Bullshit smells bullshit.
I love this guy.
You are led into sort of a private room where there's sort of couches and almost like silky drapes. So it's sort of like a private drinking area out the back, away from everything. You can kind of as the door closes, you can barely hear any sound, just sort of the thumb, thumb, thumb of music coming from the other room. And you are seated here, Damrakir smiling, looking at ease, and the three of you on the couch. Is there anything you want to do while you wait?
Probably just talk shit with the guys and ask them how their nights were.
Yeah, we've been apart for a little bit. Yama would be just catching up too.
What do you tell your teammates, Yama?
I think Yama is going to tell them about I think there was an explosion at the jail, and he found a posse of like hobgoblins. He found some brothers. They partied all night. I think he's maybe going to feel a little bit boastful, but you guys know that Yama doesn't drink, so he's full of shit.
like the tea was wild at this point.
The tea was so wild.
And all the boba types.
Yes. Canon now.
Cool. So yeah, after a few minutes of being made to wait, a gentleman comes by and sort of puts down drinks in front of each of you, and eventually a lady steps out from behind, sort of the far from behind the far door, comes in, sits down on her own couch, kind of opposite you, opposite a little table. You notice she has sort of a shock of white hair, ebony skin, and is wearing sort of robes, sort of loose-fitting robes. But you can tell sort of underneath that she's certainly dexterous and lithe. When you kind of look up to her face, her black skin is sort of offset around the eyes by what appear to be sort of not crow's feet lines, but certainly something that sort of almost like white zigzag lines coming from her eyes. Her eyes you don't see, though, as they are behind a pair of red smoked glasses.
Red smoke glasses. I'd probably just go, "G'day there. My name is Pauly, and this gentleman over here with the very sexy pecs and the affinity for hating t-shirts has suggested that you might be able to help my little smuggling problem."
She says, "I've been told that to expect a shipment. You are not. Are you Captain McCalibran?"
Sorry, out of character. That name sounds incredibly familiar.
That's the guy you stole from, who tasked you with this job.
The Rothe, right?
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, thank you very much. Just like a speed of while. No, I am not Matt Calibran. I am an associate of his, and I am finishing the job for him.
She says, "I see." And did Calibran say why he has insulted me so? I paid him for the goods, not you. Why does he send? Why does he not come himself?
He sent, something just as equal, if not better. And look, I asked him to do this. We were planning to come to the New World, and I wanted to meet the right people and make proper acquaintances with them.
Well, you've come to the right place, assuming you have my Rothe, though I'm glad you didn't try and bring them in here with you. It would stink the place up. But you have them nearby.
Yes, they're in the dock in our ship. We got past one of the Inquisitors who was checking our ship, and one of our crewmates did a cheeky little cover, so they're all safe. No one even knows they're here, and they were even passed off. We have a receipt that we weren't bringing anything into Aurora.
That is excellent. We will need to organize for you to offload these beasts of burden. How many did you bring?
I have these in my notes, but I don't have them. Like, I don't have my notes with me because they're on my laptop.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
12 of them.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think it was 12.
Oh, okay. I wasn't part of the campaign then. No.
It's either 12 or 14. I think it was around there. I certainly have it in my notes somewhere, and I should have been more prepared as well.
That's my fault. Sorry.
That's right.
I should just have them like on another file, or like on my email, something like that.
That's all good. So she says, "Very good. Well, your job is almost done, Captain."
Pauly.
And your ship's name?
La Floridita.
I am. My name is Talia, and you will be delivering these beasts to me, but obviously not through the city. We're going to need you to take a circuitous route. I can't have you walking these things in on the docks here in Verdant.
Look, we assumed as such, and that's why we thought it was best to come meet you first, and then figure out the finicky details of delivery afterwards.
Excellent.
And actually, as she I will do this too. As she introduces them as Talia, I'll put a hand out as if to hold it to then kiss her hand.
Oh yeah, she allows you. Though she kind
It's
of
more like it's more like peck her hand because I don't have lips, so I would just peck her hand.
yes, good.
Like there's birdseed in it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Correct.
Yeah. She says, it is refreshing to see a man who knows his place.
Well, in the presence of such a beautiful and powerful woman, but a man must.
She smiles at that, and says, "So this is your crew? I assume, or these are your senior officers."
That is correct. These are all of the senior officers. We have one who pretends to be, but he's never really around when you need him to be.
Help can be like that.
Can I just pretend like I feel like an invisible slap to the back of my head, like it's like a tension mechanism.
You just hear in your brain and yeah, so this drow woman, she kind of smiles, waves her hand, and a gentleman walks in, brings her a glass of wine, and she says, "You will need to deliver these goods to the backside of the island and walk it through the interior. We have a camp just past the jungle there. So I'm going to need you and your crew to lead the Rothe there. I will send word of your arrival. Damrakir, is it?" And he's sort of beaming. He's not quite sure whether you included him in the crew name, when you mentioned that these are all my officers or not. But he seems to be taking it in stride as if you did.
No, I didn't, because I'm gonna yell out to him, "Hey, Pex McGee, do you know how to get there?"
Damrakir knows many things, mighty captain, including how to get you to the through the jungle of Elkas and into the sweet clutches of the Talia's warehouse.
Can I insight check him?
Yeah.
19.
You think he's on the level. This
wow.
guy, despite all his boast or trying to rip you off, this guy does seem to know this area. He was wanted as a smuggler, allegedly smuggling, and minor piracy.
The dude knows how to smuggle. Cool, perfect.
Yeah, there is an old sylvan track that leads through Elkaz that Damrakir will take you there. And you will shower him with ale, bananas, gold. You'll see. It's an easy way through.
All right, if it's as easy as you say it is, you will get ale, bananas, and silvers.
Damrakir is not picky. Silvers can be easily turned to golds.
Good man. All right, I like you, Pex.
He gives you the 1 2.
Yeah. Even do it again. Do it again.
He says, "Damrakir is the greatest navigator in all these isles. He is not some piece of meat to ogle." And he sort of leans over you, but then he does it again.
Yeah, I'm gonna flick him a coin. Do it again.
Oh my god.
One gold coin to make him flick his muscles.
Yeah, he catches it, puts it on a peck, flicks it back up, holds out his pocket, and it lands in his pocket.
Look, have you thought about joining any crews? Like, you really want to be landlocked?
Well,
We
I'm
can
not.
talk about it later. We can talk about it later. It's all right. It's okay.
Yeah.
Pauly wants it as a part of the crew, though. I'm
Yeah.
literally going to whisper to both Karu and Yama. We want him. We need those titties to dance for us.
Yeah, we need him to come with it. I want to know how to do that too. Need to be trained.
Give me an insight check, Karu.
Okay.
Oh.
Don't worry about it.
Damn it!
You feel a little bit uneasy. I mean, Talia is kind of. It's hard to tell if Talia is looking at you or not, seeing she's got those sunglasses on. And despite being sort of in a very not well lit room, but you know, you've been hanging out with a drow who also does very similar weird shit and is not maybe as socially trained as others. So it could just be nothing.
Cool.
Well, Talia, it was an absolute pleasure to meet you, and we will make sure with Pex McGee over here that we will get your Rothe into the warehouse. And I hope there is more work that can be done together at a later point.
She says, if you are able to pull this off, perhaps McCalibran is right in giving you this job and introducing you to us. Maybe we could introduce you to some people here. I know a good friend to have is, sorry, hold on. A good friend of mine, Zardoz Zord, likes to meet new captains who are making their way up in the high seas.
Can someone write these names down, and then I will get them off them later?
Zardod, what now?
Zardoz Zord.
Thank you. I don't have my notes with me.
Is always looking for.
I'm gonna buy a book. I'm gonna buy a book just for D&D notes. I need to do
Physical book. Yeah.
Yeah, you should do that, or a Google Doc. I don't know. I guess you're on a tablet though, which is harder.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, she says, pull this off. Get those Rothe to me intact and the agreed upon amount. And if you get in trouble, I want nothing coming back to me, and I want my money back.
Fair. We don't want that, and I want to do business with you. All right. I'm gonna give it like a big flourishing bow, and then go right back to the thing. So that whole the dance thing that happens, and then he just switches back into formal stuff, goes right back into playful again, and go, all right, Pexy, let's go, buddy.
You see, he's sort of just stretching by the door and goes, "Oh, we're going this way, okay."
Just like
Holy shit. I love this character so much.
It's so good.
Same. He's amazing. He can stay forever.
You see Karu behind him trying to do the same gesture with his tentacles. He's
yeah.
He's like, this doesn't work so well when I do it.
With your -1 strength?
Yeah. No, it just doesn't, like, my muscles don't do that. Fuck.
I think
Brilliant.
Yama just looks down at his arm, all covered in armor, and walks off.
All right. So over the next, unless there's anything you want in town, Damrakir will start telling you as you sort of make your way back to La Floridita, the how to get around the island to get where we need to go, where you'll need to go.
Is he coming with us?
He said that
He's going to be the guide.
Yeah, he's going to show you where the
good.
where the private dock is.
I'm just making sure that we need eye candy for this travel, this journey.
I think we do also need some health potions for this journey.
Are we running low?
I don't have any.
Did
Oh,
I
yeah.
not buy? Did I not buy everyone some?
We
Yeah,
used them.
I used them. Yeah. We almost died like 5 times.
Good point.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
all
had
right.
a bad time.
We'll just use my funds then. Is there a potion store around?
Oh, absolutely.
the-
This
the-
is the kind of city that
Tex
has
knows about?
everything. The Damrakir says, "Oh, you need potions? Ah, best city. This is the best city for potions. You get anything here. You can get anything. Just watch out. We're gonna go to a part of town. Just be careful they don't try and rip you off. Damrakir can do the talking. Don't worry about it. I'll get you a good price."
Damrakir, you're
Oh
not
my
going to
God.
take Damrakir. You're not going to take us to your mates and then swindle us, are you?
That's literally what I was thinking.
I think Yama's standing very close to him right now.
Come on, man.
You damaged me. They are not. No. No. I just know the good places. They have the good reviews. They're safe for
Yeah.
tourists, you know. And as you
we're not tourists. I'm not a tourist. But
as you walk in to this sort of herbalist shop, you know, off the main. It's not on the main area. It's kind of like
there's
on the side.
there's like fridge magnets of like Aurora, like you
Oh
know.
my God.
Yeah.
I
Custom.
love Aurora t-shirts. Yeah.
Yeah. Custom cart number plates and boat plates that you can get with your name on
Is
it.
there a Pauly number plate?
No, but there is a Pauly.
There's never any
Yeah.
Pauly number plates.
That's right.
Don't worry. There's never any Karu. It's always Cait and then Katie and then never a Karu.
As
My son is also named Bort.
as soon as you walk into the place, the guy behind the counter kind of looks up as the little bell rings as the door opens. You can see you know, different herbs in pots and things like that, racks of potions, and he goes, "Cousin!" and Damrakir goes, "Hey!"
They're best mates. Yeah. Okay. Right.
I think
He
Karu
says,
is-
"Oh no, he's not my friend. This is my cousin. Completely different."
That's worse. That's worse.
You're right. That is different. I'm always about supporting family businesses.
Oh yes, our old family business, been here many years.
Does his cousin have his impressive pecs?
Yes. Except his cousin is wearing a like a sleeveless vest, so the pecs are somewhat covered up, but the arms, the
Still
guns
visible.
are 100% on
Yeah.
display.
He's the guns of the family. Yeah. And
Well-
he's the pecs of the family. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. He kind of looks at all of you and says, "And what can we do for you?"
We need some health potions.
Health potions. Well, you've come to the right place, to Andre's Imbibables, and we got all sorts for you. We got health potions, greater health potions, depending on your budget. We got it. Underwater breathing. I mean, you probably don't need that. He says to
No.
Karu.
Yeah.
But you two, there's a lot of water out here. I don't know where you're from, but maybe there's not as much water.
Yeah, no, look. I mean, I'm pretty good at staying above the water, and then I kind of like just flutter the wings a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's not a terrible idea. How much are they?
So potion of water breathing, 180 gold.
We will grab 2 of those.
Yep. And they last for an hour each.
Perfect.
Potions of greater healing, which is the 44 plus 4, is 150 gold each.
We will grab 2 of those as well, and they'll give them to Karu and Yama.
Heal.
And Damrakir says, "Oh, cousin, you want for this one?" And he sort of puts his arm around Karu and says, "This one, bit scrawny, bit noodly. We give for you potion of growth, 270 gold. You go, grow up big and strong for an hour."
That's fine. I don't need it. And I tap them both with the tentacles. It's all right, guys.
And-
I got my own thing.
And I will grab 4 normal healing potions too.
Okay.
Now, how much for all of them? Right? There's got to be a bit of a deal here, you know.
Sure, let me write this down. I'm gonna have to work it out now and work out fucking maths.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you.
Quick maths.
Oh no,
Hey,
not
look,
Matt.
that's why
and
that's,
Dean.
that's why I asked you instead of doing it myself.
Yeah. So potion of healing is 50 gold each, normally, and you want that. How many of
4 of
those? 4.
Yeah, 2
Greater
each.
healing is 2, 150 times 2.
200,
And the water breathing is 180 times 2.
I'm gonna try and persuade him. Go, come on, mate. You know, like we're good mates with your cousin. You know, can I try and persuade him into giving us a cheaper price?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me that check.
Oh, 13.
Doing maths. So all up, normally it costs 860. And you rolled a 12? Something terrible?
13.
13. Ugh.
Way better than
Not
a
great.
12. Come on.
Let's see. See how swayed he is by this. You must have said something right, because he seems pretty swayed by this. He's
I just admired his guns and said that must be great for crushing up the herds, mate. You just put it right in the bicep and just give it a crunch.
He gives you a bit of the like, this guy, little bit. He says, Damrakir, you bring me the sweet ones. Of course we can knock a little bit off the price. For anyone else, 900 gold. For you, I'd be willing to part. Maybe we call it 600.
Deal. And I'll go to shake his hand with the gold in my hand.
Oh yeah. There's a great his big meaty fist just absorbs the gold.
My hand.
Yeah.
Yep, done.
Somehow palms it up a sleeve despite him not wearing sleeves. The gold is gone.
But I'll hand all the potions out and then I'll just get the one potion for water breathing.
Yep. So Karu,
The captain's your sugar daddy.
Pauly and Yama, you each have a potion of water breathing. Karu and Yama, I think, a potion of greater healing each. And then there's 4 regular potions of healing on Pauly, just for emergencies.
I would say give the potion of water breathing to Sorn.
Yes.
If and when he ever returns, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So that was 1 greater health potion.
Yeah.
So a greater healing potion should be in D&D Beyond, but it's the 4d4 one.
Amazing.
All right. Well, I'll add 2 water breathing potions to mine then, for now, just to keep it,
Cool.
Cool.
Keep it somewhere.
Yeah, keep it somewhere. Correct. Just that way we have them.
Very good. So
I got 2 of those. Perfect.
And I'm going to update, thanks to my good mate Alex, who also subscribed. You now have 4 inspiration points in the inspiration pool.
Hell
Ooh.
yeah.
Thanks, Alex.
So you said I've got 4 greater healing potions on me?
Just
2
2.
greater, 4 regular
Yeah,
is the
perfect,
total.
okay.
I don't know if you've...
Do you guys want those 2 normal potions too?
I would.
Or 2 each?
Sure.
Do you
Yeah,
guys
take
not need any?
Yeah.
I have my amulet of the drunkard, and this was my next thing I was going to say.
Okay.
Do you also sell booze?
He kind of looks shiftily around, and says, yeah, for friends of my cousin, of course. We have a couple of choice things straight off the islands. You won't find this anywhere in the bars here. he offers up to you a small. It's like a green phosphorescent color. He says this is glow glass. You drink this. It's sort of a sweet liquor made from glowing mushrooms from the base of a volcano.
I'll buy a case.
Well, it comes in shots.
Yeah, I'll buy a case of them.
Yeah. So probably cost you maybe a gold.
Yeah,
and
great.
you get let's call it like 20 shots.
Perfect.
So when you drink this, it's called glow glass. You shed a soft glow like a candle for 1d4 hours after drinking.
That's cool. I love that. Is that actually an item in D&D?
No, but it's in my list of over 100 drinks. I'll put it in the Facebook chat. It's its description.
Awesome, thank you.
Photo.
Oh mate, I'll come prepared.
Thank you.
I'm actually also lazy, and Alex in the chat would know this. That we had in our previous campaign we had a guy who played a literal walking keg, and so
yes, yeah.
we had to. His job was to try and drink every single drink available in the world. So I had to have a list of over 100 drinks for him to try.
That's very useful for a pirate campaign. Let's be honest.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
He played
Perfect.
with
Yeah,
Loam
thank
too,
you.
right?
And you know what? Actually, I'll chuck the fella an extra gold for being a sweetheart, but I want him to catch it in his bicep.
You flick him the gold, he's able to catch it. He can't obviously flex his arm too close to his body because it is just stopped by the mountain of muscle. But you're able to get it right in the fold, where he catches it there, and then he's able to kind of maneuver to be. He can't really cross his arms very well, but he eventually is able to pull that gold piece out.
Perfect.
And pop it in the drawer.
Pauly's gonna giggle, and then just because he wants to see him flex the directions. So which way is it to the docks?
Oh yeah, Damrakir. Oh, and
No, can I have both of them give me directions to the
well,
docks?
they both do it. So Andres and Damrakir both go like, oh, you're gonna want to go down that way, and then just do there's my beach ball.
This way, and then go around the roundabout.
Yeah. Absolutely. And as you're leaving, Damrakir says, yes, that is Andres, my cousin. He's they made fun of him. He moved out here. They said, Andres, why are you moving to Verdant? Why not just live on the island? But he's a good man, hardworking. He's up every morning selling potions, and has his own distillery, which we don't talk about.
That's fair. I mean, look, is anyone in your family not handsome?
There is one. Yes. There is handsome angel. He's unfortunately was not blessed by the gods as we are. He is. You would not seek to look at him. He is just. He maybe got all the ugliness in the family. Poor angel.
Out of morbid curiosity, I want to meet him.
Yeah. He says, "Well, you come. We make our way to the Pacifica Islands. We have a party there. Damrakir show you around. You meet the whole family. Assuming this all works out."
That sounds great. All right, Pex, let's go to the docks.
He said, "Yeah." He leads you, or the two of you lead the rest of you to the docks, back to La Floridita. You shake awake.
Oh Oh my god, I just had this thought. I want to meet the Damrakir family and then basically build Exodia. So we've met Pex, we've got the arms, and
Yeah.
now I need to meet legs and the head.
That's right. Yeah. Unstoppable beauty at that point.
Yeah.
And then you've got to chain them up.
That's exactly it. Yeah, to make the
It's
most
too
handsome
dangerous.
tabaxi ever. Yeah.
He's not a tabaxi, he's a tiefling.
Sorry, tiefling. Sorry.
Tabaxi are cat people. You're getting your other kinks
Yeah,
confused.
I apologize. I apologize.
All right. So over the next hour, you catch the morning tide and get out into the sort of the strait between the two major islands of the areas of the Emerald Trading Company. Oh, you're not to see those colors. My bad.
Dun, dun.
Ignore this behind the curtain. This is for the people who are part of our super secret council, who joined the Discord and are running the factions. Which Fireworks, I did send you a link to that if you're still in the chat there. But anyway, you make your way around to sort of the back half of the island. It only takes sort of half a day, or you're pulling up on it by the next day, effectively. It does take a little while to get around this sort of massive island, and Damrakir kind of directs you to at first what doesn't appear to be a dock. He kind of leads you in up a river a little bit. Hidden in there is a small up the river a little bit. You're able to find a small hidden kind of dock area that is abandoned, but he assures you that this is the right place.
Damrakir, you are a bloody legend. And look, mate, like I said, there's a job here for you in the La Floridita if you want to come along.
Look, Damrakir will think about it, but first we have to get these beasts delivered. Perhaps, as we say, this would be a bit of a test to see if you're worthy of the great Damrakir.
That is fair. I can't really argue that one. So yeah, okay, let's go.
All right. So
how are we going to get him on the buddy? How the hell are we going to get him on the thing? Is there a dock here?
there's sort of a makeshift dock, and you're able to sort of throw down a gangplank.
Great.
To sort of start offloading these creatures. There are 2, 4, 6, 8. I have written down 14 of these beasts, and they look like this. Hellish underground yaks, effectively ram yaks. They don't like the sunlight at all, and as you start offloading them, luckily it's sort of it's been a whole day, sort of in the evening, and you're able to kind of coax them out as the twilight appears and start leading them, following. They seem to like Damrakir. Maybe it's because they all have horns. Particularly horny boys and he leads you.
Just as we do that, can I like roll a perception check of just and see if anyone is watching us unload them?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, Captain, shouldn't this be something we wait till night to do? Like, do we want to wait till it's a bit darker?
Didn't he say it was coming to night anyway?
It was sort of twilight, not quite
Yeah.
pure darkness yet.
Yeah. 17.
You see this area is very abandoned. There's nothing here. Yama, you notice whilst there aren't any, you don't see any people around. There's certainly some animals that seem to be paying you maybe a little bit more attention than animals should. Maybe they're just very bored. But there are a number of sort of ravens kind of sitting around on things, kind of watching you unload these animals.
You're on mute, sorry.
Some ravens.
Still on mute, Cait. You're on mute.
Whee!
There you go.
My bad. I think I'll just point out the ravens to the captain and just we're being watched.
Do they look sentient or like, you know?
Yeah,
Anything
can I
like that?
roll like a knowledge check on the area? I
Uh,
guess we wouldn't know anything, right?
give me an animal handling check.
Oh. All right. 14.
14. It's definitely weird behavior. Ravens are particularly smart, but they don't usually like hang out this close to people, right? Maybe you're just in their territory. These ones do seem brighter than normal though.
Can I throw my returning dagger at one of them?
Absolutely.
Alrighty. Oh, damn it. It was almost a 20. 9.
A 9, I believe, does not hit a raven. Let me double check. No. Well, it flies away. It avoids the.
Oh, and my dagger just zips back into my hand.
Yeah.
There's something weird about the ravens, Yama.
Yeah, they're making me uncomfortable. I feel like they're watching and I don't like it. This is not normal behavior at all. You're from here. Have you seen this behavior before?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, does Karu know and like recall of any like maybe usage of ravens or like I don't know, do we have druids or fucking wizards in this area?
Give me a. Trying to think what would be about right. Give me a history check.
Been rolling low all night. Let's
Come
see
on,
what
time for a big
happens.
one.
I think that's the highest.
15. So your people have traditionally, communed with aquatic creatures, and that's sort of been in the Southern Isles. That's kind of their jam. There aren't a lot of forests and things like that down there, so you probably haven't interacted with them directly, but you have heard tales of, living forests, intelligent animals, druids who can see through the eyes of animals or transform into animals for sure. Probably not. A 15 is probably not enough to know if this is that exact behavior or which one of those, but it's not outside the realm of possibility for sure.
I think Karu's like, if they were fish, I'd be very concerned. But in saying that, there's nothing like it's quite possible that maybe those guys are being controlled or watched through. I mean, I've never seen it before, but I've seen it with fish. So what's birds could do it too,
I reckon we just get this done, and if they start following us into the jungle, then we do something about it.
Yes, I will keep my eye on them.
So how are you, as a group, controlling these beasts and leading them into the?
I guess we'll herd them. I guess we'll kind of like just do like a circle around them, you know?
So who's in the front? Who's
You
in the
guys cool with
rear?
that?
Yep. Cool with that.
Who's in front? Who's behind? As some of these
let's
pathways
let,
are obviously a bit narrow, so the beast can go sort of 2 by 2. Huzzah, huzzah.
Let's let Pex in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
Keep Pex in front of us, so because he's guiding us, obviously.
I feel like Karu would use his tentacles almost as like stock whips to sort of like
to drive
so
them
maybe,
before you.
Amazing. Yes.
So maybe he's either at the back or to the side, and he's kind of like whipping them back in if they start to like deviate out. Maybe that's what he's doing.
Yep,
That's
I love it.
amazing. Do you want to go like the left or right for that? That'd be perfect.
Yeah, I'll do like
whip him into place.
I'll do like the side. Yeah, I'll be up the side.
All right.
Alright,
Can you?
I got the back if you're cool with that, Yama.
Yeah, no, that's all good. I can stick close behind Pex if you like, if we're a bit worried about what he's up to.
Nah, it's alright.
Nah?
I reckon he knows he wouldn't stand a chance.
All right, well then
we can
Yama will
literally
be
say
on
this.
the.
We can say this in character. You know, he wouldn't stand a chance against us.
Well, very good, Captain. I will go on the other side. Keep them in line with my face.
So you head deeper into the trail, heading deeper into the jungle. The forest or the jungly kind of canopy comes over the top, Pauly, and there's sort of many branching paths that seem to be game trails and whatnot. You hear the probably sounds you haven't heard in quite a while, having spent a lot of your time in the Underdark, where there's typically not a lot of noise, because anything that makes noise is dinner. Out here, there's bugs creaking, cracking, and I can hear myself somehow for some reason. Must be me.
I can't hear you twice.
I
That's
very very faintly heard you twice.
That's right. It's probably just Timmy eating his food or something, or doing his best impression of me, like a kinku. But he's an Aarakocra. Get that right.
Trying to.
Yeah. Yeah, you hear the calls of birds. The call and reply of birds in here. Just sort of an area full of life that that perhaps you haven't seen much of, having spent a lot of your time underground recently, Pauly. Yama and Karu maybe a little bit more familiar to you, although Karu, I think you spend a lot more of your time in coastal areas and at sea, and so the green and foliage is somewhat encroaching, but with Damrakir and Yama at the head of this herd, sort of bush bashing their way through some of these trails, and driving these beasts of burden with your tentacle whips. You're able to keep pushing them into the deeper into the jungle.
I'll use my wings to kind of be like a big
That's cool.
big shape, and then herd them from the back to make them move. I keep my hands out going whoa whoa, and then have the wings kind of flutter and push the push some wind on them.
Yep. All right. Well, give me what kind of check would you and Karu like to make? What would you think that those actions resolve as?
Mine's definitely animal handling, because I'm just like cowboying it up.
Yep.
I'm just here, yeah, every now and again. I'm not good at animal handling, but that's what I'm doing.
I mean, I wanted the acrobatics.
I will allow it to be acrobatics if you're darting back and forth.
Keep them in
sheepdog
line,
style for sure.
Yeah. Okay. I reckon that's probably what it will be. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially because with an 8, I'm looking sort of for a flat 10 here. You one starts going off and in a random direction trying to get away from you, and Pauly, you got a 23. Yeah, you're able to kind of herd it back into place, and continue pressing on with Damrakir showing the way. Yama, you're up the front. What are you doing?
I think Yama is maybe trying to make conversation with Damrakir, like, how long have you been here for? How long have you known that Talia lady? I think he's just kind of trying to suss him out a bit.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I've been here on the island, I guess about a day. I think I arrived when you did.
Oh, you're not from the island?
I mean, I've spent time here. No, I'm not from here at all. I'm from out west.
Oh, how far out west? How long?
Probably 6 days journey, 6-7 days journey.
And how did you find yourself here? Do you often come through the trade capital?
Not if I can avoid it. I was held prisoner, captive, and handed in for a bounty that's on my head.
Yes. Yes.
That's how I found myself in this city.
But how do you know Talia?
Oh, well, when you're an honest captain like me, and you're out there helping people get around, move cargo, people, you run into people that know Talia, and it's kind of a network of people that you get to know and work with. You run into the same faces over and over again. It's like going to a convention.
This is how you knew exactly where to find her?
Yeah, well, she's to the right people. She is known of where she operates. She's not always there, of course. We were quite lucky to find her, but yeah, she can be a bit
Well, you did
strict.
call her Queen Bitch, so.
Well, that's a term of endearment. Like, that's our word. We're allowed to
Uh-huh.
say that.
Uh-huh.
That it's a term of endearment.
Well, yes, I would definitely never say such a term of endearment in front of a lady.
Yeah, so
She was.
she's. It is rumored that she is the daughter of, or people make jokes. She's made a bit of a reputation for herself as being a daughter of Umberly.
Umberly? What is that? Do I.
Give me a religion check.
Should check. Alright, let me do my best. 14?
You've maybe heard of Umberly. Anyone else who wants to make a religion check as well, I'll allow. Pauly, you'd probably well, yeah. Up to you.
I'm not religious. Oh,
No.
no. He doesn't. He never has been. Never really cared for it.
You may have heard the name spoken. Karu, I think you definitely know this name.
What, aiding to this role?
Yeah. And it's probably quite apt actually, because I think Karu would definitely know this name.
Okay.
And Katie, you probably have heard this name on a meta level. Damrakir explains. He says, Umberly, the great queen of the sea, the wave mother. She's when you're out at sea and a storm comes in, you've pissed off the bitch queen, the sea bitch. And if that comes upon you, I urge you, take any gems or coins you have, throw them into the ocean to appease her, rather than drown. Talia is very similar. Better to just give her money than make her angry.
Very well, I understand. I guess we'll have to make sure that all 14 of these livestock make it to her.
I have never thrown any jewels or any coin into the sea to appease the wave mother. I ain't gonna start with this one. You just hear in the background.
And Damrakir says, it's okay to say things like that when our feet are firmly dry, but I'll thank you not to say that if we're ever out at sea.
I will say it when we're out at sea. Just you wait.
With your even better role, Karu, you probably know that Umberly is effectively the storm goddess of the sea. Whilst Talos is kind of the storm lord. Typically, a lot of his power seems to be driven on land, whereas storms and destruction at sea is kind of is Umberly's territory. And in many towns, there's often small shrines to Umberly where sailors can go and put an offering before heading out. near the docks. She's not worshipped typically as a like, well, yeah, we'll go pray to her and like let's sing about her virtues. It's pretty much a no, we'll like let's give her some money so she won't get angry and hopefully won't murder us on the way.
Yep.
All right, so that conversation continues as you kind of make your way through the forest here, and Damrakir kind of leading the way, telling you about Umberlee. Give me another sort of driving the animals check, please.
Different things, like different skills.
No, I'm happy for you to give me the same ones. This time though, you do need to beat a 12.
A what? Sorry, you cut out.
Oh,
A 12.
Even worse than last time. I think Karu is like, hey, Yama, have you seen any more of those birds?
18.
So yeah, Karu spends a few has to spend like 20 minutes, half an hour going and getting a couple of Rothe that have kind of split from the herd, as Pauly is able to kind of keep the rest going. But eventually you are able to meet up with them. You're sort of just a little bit behind the rest.
can I just, during my conversations with Damrakir, can I do some kind of insight check to just kind of make sure he knows where he is going, in fact?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
13.
He seems pretty sure of his path. However, as you come up to a sort of a fork in the road, he does seem a little bit stumped that there is a, no pun intended,
Stop.
a log sort of blocking the path, and he kind of walks down. He's like, normally we would go this way. This was I haven't been here in a while, but this was not here last time I was here.
Well, does this not seem suspicious?
We shouldn't linger. There is another way forward.
Is Karu close enough to?
I think with your terrible 6, you are well behind.
Damn it. No input from me then.
And Pauly, you can overhear this, but you've certainly got your hands full with these other these other Rothe for sure.
Is there a reason why we should not linger, Damrakir?
It's Damrakir. Damrakir is my
Game
other
of
cousin.
Thrones?
Yeah.
Is he the legs?
Yeah, no, he's the shoulders. He's the yeah, he's got those good dragon shoulders.
Those massive traps.
That's right. He's like, Damrakir's like, I only do chest and arms. I kind of skip back day a lot. I'm very lopsided.
Tiny legs, very tiny legs.
That's right. That's why you can't see them in the photo. He says, well, we should keep. We don't want to linger here. We're not. Hey, there are other creatures in this jungle forest.
Does it look like something we can clear, or it is like dead set a tree on the?
It looks like a couple of trees have actually been toppled and put here. You could spend some time to. You've got a couple of big strong boys. If you want to head that way, you could definitely spend some time moving these trees.
Yeah, I think Yama will just yell out to Pauly and say, "Captain, it looks like we are being rerouted. Shall we push ahead, or do you want to take some time to clear this?"
If there are monsters in this jungle, and we shouldn't hang around here too much.
Perhaps we just keep out.
How big are these trees?
Pretty massive.
They look like
I don't think
trees.
if I move you forward, I think you can see them.
Has Karu caught up yet?
Yeah, I think so. During this time, the Rothe are, still kind of walking, chewing on things, milling about.
Would you say that Karu's kind of like background occupation prior to this would mean that he would see that as like I'm like as in like so that's the way we're supposed to go where the trees are down, but there's another way. Like he's asking.
Yeah, Damrakir says, "Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different paths through. I think this is usually the easiest one, but there is another way through. We have to keep heading southeast."
I would argue that the trees have potentially been put down so that we do go the other way.
Absolutely.
There is potentially an ambush. So we either spend the time. We either clear it here, or we go with our eyes open. Yeah, or we go with our eyes open.
Let's clear it then. Let's clear it.
Yeah, I think Yama will head over with his muscles, and he'll grab a Damrakir.
Yeah.
Aid.
Yeah, give me an athletics check with advantage, because Damrakir is kind of helping you.
Oh shit. Wait, did I just...
Dirty 20.
Yeah.
That's good. Dirty 20 is good. Meanwhile, Pauly and Karu, can you give me perception checks, please?
13.
Can I use my hearing to perceive?
Absolutely, and I'll tell you now, you want to beat a 25.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Well, that ain't gonna happen. That definitely ain't gonna happen.
Yama and Damrakir are, working at moving logs out of the way, moving these small trees. Karu and Pauly are kind of looking around, and you don't notice until kind of the last minute, rushing out from under the trees and bushes, from the area that is not bedecked with or blocked off with trees, etc., are a number of goblins, and we're going to roll initiative.
I like to think the reason why Karu was not very perceptive was because he saw one bird in a tree and he was glaring at it like, I'm on to you.
Absolutely.
Dad, is there any reason why I'm missing hit points right now?
That you're not at full hit points? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe just... I think you've all had at least a short rest. Maybe not a long one, seeing as you kind of just went straight into town and did some nonsense.
And I was with some goblins.
That's right. You were partying.
Oh, I'm so slow.
Really got to build a character that actually has good initiative. None of my characters have good initiative.
At least you have a +2. I have a -1.
Dirty 20.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, dex-based characters.
What?
Sorry,
it's grabbed way too many people.
This forest trail doesn't seem to be like the Foundry isn't loading for me right now.
Yeah, it's a pretty big map, so that could be part of the problem. So I might need to add your thingers in manually.
There's a damn crow near me.
Yeah, that's the crow that Karu's
Oh, that you're watching.
Tearing down.
So what was your Yama? What was your initiative?
Oh, 7.
7. Oops.
Put me at the bottom.
But only just below Karu.
Hey.
Karu, what was yours?
9.
Good, love it.
Strong
Pauly?
Single digits.
Pauly have
Dirty 20 for Paul.
Dirty 20 for Paul. Okay.
I messaged in the group too, by the way, guys. More for Dan.
Sorry, I don't have my Facebook chat open.
That's okay.
Is that just a time when we have to finish up?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? We'll roll the initiative here, and then we'll call it a night. It is 8:30. We can hot start into the encounter first thing next week. You may or may not even have some Sorn as well, but you can see a bunch of goblins running in at you. coming in from sort of the clearing beyond, where you're potentially going to be led into had you not decided to take a stop. Potentially as well being surrounded, but not, because you guys were smart and you solved my goblin puzzle. And now to solve the next puzzle of not being murdered by goblins.
Damn goblins!
Cool. All right. Well, we'll call it for this week. We're back in the saddle after a couple of weeks absence, so it was a very fun session. Thank you very much, the three of you. I'm sorry we didn't have.
Thank you, Dad.
Maybe I'll have to do a one-on-one session with Dylan, like I did with Katie, and we can work out where he's been. I have an idea where he's been, in a strip club.
I think maybe Sorn just died.
Yeah.
maybe we, if anyone's out there who wants to play Damrakir, famous smuggler and pirate, we'll just get someone to play him.
Yes.
Ooh, great
That is
idea.
fun.
That's fun, yeah.
I did have a bit of a toy around with who he would be, and I was thinking like a Paladin of the Open Sea as an option.
Ooh,
I
love a Paladin.
I love the Oath of the Open Sea. That's a fucking great one.
Yeah. And that seems like his jam. The whole like no prison can hold me, no whatever.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Thank you very much, Fireworks Sevens, all of you in the chat for the extra subs and the extra inspirations that are the party decides to still continue not using them, but they have 4 inspirations up their sleeve for this combat ahead.
I should have used it for my initiative roll. What a waste.
Potentially, yeah, 100%. And as those subs come in, and the gifted subs and the bits and so on, obviously we are slowly filling the DM phylactery, and once that is full, my lich powers will overflow, and bad shit'll happen to the party. So the more you give them boons now, the worse you make it for them later. But we're going to leave you with that, and we'll see you all maybe next week, hopefully. All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Bye.